Still haven't solved the music issue.
All right, welcome. Welcome to what I like to call Double Jeopardy. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 3. We're getting off to a really, really good start in 2021. Thanks to all our viewers and the support. Most recently, I thank my co-host Stomps for reaching out to USA Ball Hockey and getting us some really great exposure. We got on their Instagram page and their webpage. Credit to Stomps for getting the contact, but more credit to the three fine young women that were on our show who are well connected as well with Danielle, Eileen, and Larissa. Special shout out to one of our favorites, Larissa. She was feeling under the weather today. She had her second vaccination and she was just feeling a little under the weather, so she couldn't be with us today, at hockey today, but we wish her the best. So what we're going to do today, we're not going to divert too much away from what we typically do. Stomps and I are going to welcome our two very, very, very esteemed guests today, and guys that we love and have a soft spot for, because today is our Dynamo edition. As you can see, Alex wearing his Dynamo attire, Stomps wearing his Dynamo attire, and Sabatini might not be wearing his Dynamo attire, but we might as well say this fedora belongs to him because he's the only two-time fedora winner, and he's just been such a great add to the roster. But we're going to talk a little bit about that later on. So before we get started, Stomps is going to run the interview like normal, and then after the interview is done, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the real intense Woodridge day that we had in -3 Celsius. Someone can convert that into Fahrenheit, but that's not going to be me. And then
I think it was 30.
Okay, all right, very good. And then thanks, Sam. Already contributing to the show. We love it. So we're going to talk about a whole host of things. Obviously, this show is designed for your entertainment. We take your feedback, your comments very seriously. We take them to heart. So for those of you who watch this on YouTube, drop in a comment. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell button so you get access to whenever the shows get published and uploaded to YouTube. So with that said, I'm going to pass it on to my co-host and dear friend, Stomps.
Thanks, Nam. Well, Alex and Sabo, you guys have it's a tough act to follow after the last show with the women of ball hockey. Tremendous response we've gotten from that program. So you have a lot to live up to here. I took my background.
Wait, set the expectations high, Stomps.
At the bar house.
Don't worry, I'm not going to meet those expectations.
I took my background off of my screen because Carlos said he likes to watch the 28-year-old TV over my shoulder. He thinks that's outstanding. But anyway, so welcome, guys. This is obviously the Dynamo edition of the show, the Neutral Zone. So we're going to try and focus a little bit on our team. So I'm going to start the first question, and Alex, you could start with this one. So obviously our Dynamo team it's been almost a year since we've been together in full. Obviously the four of us, we play at Woodridge. There's a few others from the team. Who would you say you miss the most being able to play with at this point from the team?
Okay, yeah, that's tough. I do think about a lot of the people from the team quite often. But honestly, Fleet, the last couple games we did have in there, he had just a whole bunch of real good stops and good plays. And, I miss seeing a lot of that stuff out there. I mean, yeah, it is fortunate we get to play together and see each other a lot. But, yeah, Fleet was someone that I was stoked to see him on the Santa Claus episode. That was real nice. So, yeah, that would be who, yeah.
You were a good boy in 2020.
Yeah, I was.
I'm sure you got a good present from Fleet.
All right, what about you, Sam?
So I do I agree with Alex there. I'm missing Fleet a lot, but with playing with everybody at Woodridge, Palatine, all over, it's more just playing together that I miss. And, I kind of miss everybody rather than, just our unit together, because I see everybody play with them, Woodridge, or play against them. But it's that, just that team dynamo, that, camaraderie we had, during the season, during our run, that I just miss, and that felt bad that it was cut short.
Yeah, we were in first place, weren't we, guys?
Yeah. We only lost one game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a good answer, Sabs. That was a very politically correct answer, that you miss everybody. I'll give you a few names. Steve Nevin. I've seen a little bit of him, but not much. Haven't played in a long time. Keith Kreitzer. That's another one. How about Stefan? How about you, Nav?
Yeah, I know this is one guy that came out a little bit later for us, but Dave Lane. I enjoyed
Yeah,
having Dave on the back end. He was a great addition. And then Alex would know those other two women on the team who came and played with us. Not Larissa and Danielle, but there was two other sisters.
Yeah, Melissa and Serena Boudreau.
Yeah, I really liked them part of the roster as well. They were really good add-ons. And I credit the Southside crew for kind of expanding the Dynamo franchise. I mean, that they were a really good addition. So I can't think of anybody else, Thompson. I'm sorry for the folks out there. I mean,
Terry as well. Terry. Yeah, we haven't seen Terry in a while.
Terry's another guy.
oh yeah.
But I gotta say, I haven't seen the two of you since 1:00 this afternoon, and I already miss you guys. So
What a nice guy. Hey, what's your not that we have a ton of them, but your favorite Dynamo tradition that we've established in a short time? What would you say, Alex? What did you enjoy?
Well, honestly, as a whole, I thought the teams ran so well compared to what I experienced at Palatine. I mean, it's not that any of the other teams weren't doing it right per se, but like, the group up photos after every game and the togetherness, it really created a really good team to be on, and it makes it way more than just the sport of hockey. And it just reinforces my ideas that teamwork that's really all that it's about. And getting together with good people and having good times, it makes the hockey that much better.
Well said. Well said. What about you, Mike?
So Nav is wearing what was kind of fun about it, the fedora, honestly, because it was started off as like a small, like little joke, but it turned into something where every week somebody wanted to win it, and we always pushed each other, felt like we kept pushing each other even more to try to come away and be the winner of that fedora for that week.
Yeah,
I remember, guys, I don't know if you remember this, but Sabo, I said this at the intro here, Sabo is a 2-time winner of the fedora, but he didn't win the fedora for quite some time. And remember, you didn't win it right away, and I was always busting your chops, saying you're going to get it one day, but he ended up winning it, and then he ended up taking one of the coolest pictures. Remember when he was on TV on NBC Chicago?
Yeah, it's a Blackhawks game. Yeah, I had tickets right behind the glass, and then I got on TV during intermission.
Right.
With it.
And then I think Alex, you took this fedora to Pittsburgh or Philadelphia or somewhere. I feel like you took it on the road too.
Yeah, I think I took it to Pittsburgh to the Robert Morris Island tournament out there. Yeah.
That's
everybody took it everywhere. Once Fleet started it with the pictures and stuff, everybody took it everywhere they could.
That was the fun part about it. I thought, whoever had it for the week just tried to do some fun photos. Kind of like that. What is that stuffed animal that people travel with? I don't even know what it is, but whatever. But yeah, the fedora was great. The photo was great. Yeah, without question.
Who was our photographer? Just a little trivia.
Eddie Swiatek.
Hey, he always took good pictures, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Nav, you said it earlier how we were in first place when the pause happened. So all this time has gone by. Can we officially get a championship banner for that? I mean, come on, they're not going to resume that session. I don't see that happening. They'll probably just start fresh. So what do you think? Give us the title. Give us the banner. Nav, I'm asking you.
Well, you know my answer. I mean, I've been saying all along that we should have the banner.
I think we should go to Palatine on Wednesday and have a banner ceremony.
The answer from me is absolutely, yeah.
You know, Nav, you said something about the last show, how, you know, just the way we asked questions and everything, it was a get to know the individuals we were interviewing. So I'd like to just take it a little bit in that direction.
Sure.
You know, because I know these guys, Alex and Mike. I mean, we've played together. We've talked about things outside of hockey. But, you know, how about you, Alex? I mean, I know you're in the music. I think we see a guitar over there over your shoulder.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of them.
But from a hockey standpoint, I mean, have you been playing since you were a little kid? Did you play ice and ball? Do you have a preference at this point?
Yeah, so I think my mom became a cop when I was a little kid, and she was working dispatch and saw a flyer for Southwest ball hockey and thought I might want to try it. Never really did sports before. I think I was like 8. And me and my brother signed up and started playing. I think he was about 12, but yeah, we did the Southwest League from about 8 until, I think I played until I was 17 because they had super seniors. But because of some complications, they no longer offered it. Things got a little too aggressive. But yeah, I've been playing since I was little, and I have to thank Steve Nevin because he got me out to Palatine. I really didn't think there was much else for ball hockey. I just thought it was kind of a kid sport, and that was it. But I've been trying to keep up with it for forever. I started playing ice maybe about a year ago, 2 years ago. I did a season in high school, but I really couldn't skate, so I kind of stopped. Plus, it was real expensive. But I've gotten the hang of it lately. I've played in a few leagues, some co-ed leagues, a men's league, but you know, it's tough. Once you get a hang of the skating, which is the hardest part, I do think ice hockey players have it a little easier just because you can kind of coast once you get going. The whole running and handling a ball, it's kind of clumsy at times, and it never really works for anyone's favor. And I like it a lot better. It's full of intangibles and good things to be around. So I mean, it's easier to say that because I've played my whole life, but for sure ball hockey, and probably never stop if I can.
You know, this Southwest ball hockey, it sounds like it's a legendary place. I mean, a lot of certainly from the South side, a lot of you players have gone through that program there. Nav, we should probably try to get an interview with somebody who runs Southwest ball hockey because of all of the legends they've turned out over the years. What do you think?
They definitely deserve some serious attention and, you know, recognition for, like, I mean, just look at what we found, like our guest today. I know, Alex, you're a super humble guy. You know, one of the things that, you know, I'll say this, it's going to make you a little uncomfortable, but I got to believe that there's things outside of this sport that keep you engaged in life. And like Stomp said, you know, having the guitar in the background. But I find that the people like this, I mean, both of you guys seem to have like a life outside. And I like the fact that Stomps was kind of taking it in this direction because, you know, I just kind of follow Stomps and Sabatini with all those medals in the back. Maybe I can sort of shift over to Sabo here for a second. Ask you, Sab, like, I know running's a big part of your life. Can you just tell us a little bit about some of those prestigious awards behind you?
So, yeah. So these are most of the medals I have for the races I've run. So not all of them. I still have some around the rest of my apartment. Going into last year, I've tried to run about 10 races a year, all different lengths, you know, 5K, 10K, up to a half marathon. And one of my eventual goals is to run a half marathon in every single state. So
Wow.
behind me. I got the map up. I am up to 10 right now. And I've done it for about 4 years, not counting last year, since everything I tried last year got canceled.
Wow.
Have you ever done a full marathon?
I've not yet. I was actually when the lockdown started, I actually started to train for one, thinking that maybe I could get into like the Chicago or something like that. Find a marathon to run. But, once everything kind of started to close down and they canceled all the races because you can't have so many people there at the start line or the finish line, it just got hard to train. Other times it's like this past year would have been the perfect year. Otherwise, I'm busy playing hockey 3 days a week, 4 days a week, playing baseball, playing softball. So finding time to train for a full will be a lot harder.
Right. No, hey, Stomps, can I just quick question to Alex, and I'll turn it over to you again.
Yeah.
Hey, Alex, I was kind of going down this path earlier. I saw you today, and at the game, we had a rough one, right? You, me, and Stomps in that third game. And there was at one point where we ended up calling a timeout. I remember Chris Hay was just, he was feeling a little rough, banged up about that game. And I just heard you from the sideline. And again, I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable, but you said something to him about, hey, man, you're doing fine. You're doing fine. You just kept lifting his spirits. And I felt that from you as well, on me as well, when I sometimes get into those situations. We all get kind of, intense and stuff. And you have a really good way of like bringing kind of the nerves down and settling the team and settling the bench. I wanted to ask you a question that might be a little difficult to answer, though, on top of that. What is the one thing that kind of just drives you crazy, though? Like, what is the one nemesis or the thing, your pet peeve, whether it's in hockey or outside hockey? What is it? Because I'd love to know, because your attitude's terrific, and we got to figure this out, man. Like, you're almost perfect.
Well, that's not the case, for sure. I don't know. I'm riddled with little annoying pet peeves, but it's really hard to take any of that stuff serious. I mean, I don't know. It's really easy with hockey, at least being the team sport. I just really enjoy being with other people and, sharing the experiences that we all can like get behind and contribute to. And it makes it really easy to be there for everyone when they're there for you. I mean, not everyone's good enough at maybe conveying that or talking it out, but if everyone works together, it's really good times. And if I can get that started, that's really great. I don't know. I know you're asking for things that bother me, maybe, but
again, when I ask you a question, you're just too darn nice for me to probe. I can't even probe with you because we like you so much. No, Alex, thanks, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Well, and that Alex has done that with me too, where I get down on myself or I say something to myself, and that's one of the things I like about playing with him, is he's always there to pick everybody up and make sure that people are better spirits. Hey, if you mess up, you mess up. It happens. Yeah. So
what about you?
It's definitely appreciated, Alex.
Saba, what's your kind of thing that kind of gets under your skin or your pet peeve? And don't say me, otherwise you won't be welcome back on the show.
My own stupid plays. That's about it. Where I make that usually gets to me a little more. Is my mental errors. I that kind of frustrates me more. Where it's a play, like I make a play I know I shouldn't make, or I don't make the play that I should make. Sometimes just making the easy play, making the smart play, and I end up screwing that up, and then leads to a goal or something like that. It's like, yeah, that gets to me a little bit, especially if I do it a couple times.
Sabo's my pet peeve. Especially when he's against me and he's on forward, I'm on D. He's like right next to me all the time. It's really irritating.
I hear that a lot.
The best thing is seeing Sabo and Dante next to each other.
Wow.
Those guys just can't get. You guys are always like covering each other. It's really interesting.
There's always been a couple. There's been.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's been a couple people where it's just like we just go at it. It's like me and Steve Glass used to go at it a little bit too. And, it's just be like before the game, we just, shake hand, just basically talk to each other and be like, you want to just take our 2-minute penalties now?
Was that Steve Grass you said?
Yeah, Seagrass. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are probably pretty interesting on the face-offs.
Right.
Back to you, Stomps.
Did we ask you, Sam, what, because we went right into the whole running thing, but we didn't ask you about hockey. Like when did you pick it up and if you play any ice?
Yeah. So unlike Alex, I actually started pretty late. I started back in 2013. And I started with a bunch of friends. We were just doing like little pickup games in the gym. And one of the guys that I forgot how we got involved, but Nav's fellow countryman, Lucky, actually was out there, and he kind of got us started with the Chi-Town Leafs up in Palatine. So I played a couple sessions before that team folded, and then Eddie Del Castillo, he ended up picking up that team, basically the remnants of that team, and started a team on Wednesdays, which led to me playing on Mondays in Palatine, which somehow led me to play Fridays in Oak Lawn as well.
Wow. And you're a Masters champion, right?
Yep. I'm wearing the jacket right now.
Yeah. That was April 2019, right?
Yep, 2019. The Masters Championship in Philly.
And you'll be going to the next Masters tournament. Is that your plan?
That's my plan. Yep.
Very cool. Very cool. Stomps, back to you.
Hey, Alex, give us your thoughts on this upcoming NBHL league play that's going to hopefully happen in the spring going forward.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it goes off without a hitch. Obviously, there's all the things in the world going on, but I mean, it's really nice for me, especially just because it's right down the street, maybe like 10 minutes away. So it's finally a close rink for me to play at instead of having to drive half an hour to an hour. But I mean, it's a real nice rink. I'm pretty sure the Blackhawks put it in a few years back, and real nice brand new nets, and there's a lot of space. I think it'll be a really great once it gets rolling. Just a lot of people expressed concern, some about travel, some about COVID, but I'm excited for it. I'm not sure how things will work. They have had a pretty big expansion since it was initially announced. It went from being, I think, like 4 cities to like 8 or 9 now. So West Coast is getting involved, Texas. I think I just saw a new one from Buffalo. I know they have the Pacific Northwest division. So a lot of divisions. They're trying to really grow the sport and get things going. I mean, we have a team down there, the Southsiders that's the name of the team as well, will be in the league. So I'm not sure how many teams are in right now, but I mean, if anyone's out there and they're interested, reach out to someone in one of the apps, maybe Frank Klein even, and get someone involved, because it's going to be fun. Hopefully the weather is nice. Spring's session will be real cool. Get to play outside, because playing outside is real great. I've done it all my life, so just want to keep going. But yeah, I mean, just excited to see what happens with the tournaments and the travel. We'll see, but it'll be good times.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exciting that all these cities are climbing on board. I think our timing could be really good, Nav, as far as watching this groundswell happening in the game in the United States. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Timing, and obviously no show will go without me talking about the vaccine, and the timing of the vaccine, and getting the population vaccinated could work pretty nicely with this NBHL. And hopefully for the sake of the Masters guys, I know there's some guys that are on the fence. They want to have a vaccine before we can get out to Philadelphia. So listen, lots of good things coming in 2021, right? Like, I think continue to remain optimistic. I'm with you there, though. I'm with you guys. Cool.
Yeah, I think the hockey should get priority for the vaccine. We should jump to the front of the line.
Before the healthcare workers. Right up there, we're right up there with the elderly and the healthcare workers.
Right. Well, we have some elderly.
Hey, Sabo, name one player that you love having on your team, but you hate playing against.
Okay, that's gonna be a little harder. There's a couple actually.
You can name a
So
few. You can name a few.
okay. Now you're definitely on that list. Because I know I'm gonna get a stick to the back if I'm not on your team.
Alex said that about me today too, and I was on his team.
I can just feel when I'm going to screen the goalie, I can just feel Nav with the stick right in my back already.
I gotta protect my goalie.
That's fine. That's fine. So late, actually, it just depends more how, I've been playing lately. I don't mind the challenge of going up against anybody. I want to go up against better players. I want that challenge. Just that, just more lately. So though, I've been facing off a lot against Josh, and that's been a bit of a struggle lately for me because he's got a little bit more speed than me, and he's got some pretty good hands. So I've past couple weeks just going up against him.
I think they're intentionally putting you guys up against each other too, because you guys, despite you saying that he's got better hands and speed, I think that's debatable. But in terms of the fact that you guys have a very similar style, both of you have an amazing amount of tenacity to your game, and you guys bring it on every shift. I think last week the ladies were talking about, who was it? And even today they were. I think it was Eileen or Danielle. Like, does this guy ever stop running?
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable. Well, Sabo, you're the same way, man. You're very very good that way. What about you, Alex? Love playing against? Hate playing against. Love having on your team.
Well, that's tough. I prefer to play against people who I consider faster than me and better than me, because I really want to. I like chasing people. I want to lock someone down. I really wish I could have more like assignments, if you will, like, make sure that person score, because I could play a whole game and do that, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff. I will say that the first time I ever took a face-off against Sabo here, I had the butt end of the stick dug into my ribs and dragged down, and I was bleeding all the way home. But besides his occasional face-offs, I'm gonna have to go with Mike down here, and I think he's the tough competitor there.
Wow, no, so much love on the show. I like it. Stops, back to you.
No, this is great getting to know these fine gentlemen. What do you say we, what are we, about 35 minutes?
Yeah,
in
we can
now?
turn it over. I was going to suggest that. Do you want to go to today?
Yeah, I wrote a few notes down, and everybody could just chime in on some of this stuff. So kudos to Ryan Matera. Our rink at Woodridge now has a time clock. So now Steve Fiorito can't yell how much time is left in the period because we actually have a clock. I mean, that was pretty cool. What do you guys think?
It's great. Now the bench can't see the time though.
That's why
The bench has to ask Steve for the time.
Yeah, exactly. Although something interesting happened today with the clock. At one point, there was 7:09, I think, remaining in the third period of the first game, and the clock had stopped. Do you guys remember that? With 7:09 left, and Steve Fiorito was complaining, saying, "Hey guys, how can it be 7:09? There's a lot more time left." I mean, logically, Steve, if you're watching at home, that doesn't make any sense. I mean, I was on your team, but like if there was more time, there would be actually less time. You know what I mean? Because the clock stopped. But we had explained that to him, and I think he figured it out after. But I'm having that trouble too with the kind of move over, put your rubber band neck over to kind of
Yeah.
Rubberneck.
Ryan and I talked about it after the third game today. We're hanging around afterwards. We're talking about different locations we might try it, see if we can hang it from the little pavilion type thing there or something. Just somewhere where it becomes more visible to everybody. So, I mean, it's a great start. It's better than what we had before. It's definitely appreciated. It's just okay, now we could play around with it and figure out what's the best location for it.
Yeah, agreed. Alex, were you looking at the clock a lot today? I didn't find myself really checking. Were you checking it?
Yeah, I'm not really much of I don't like to pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah,
I
same
never
here.
know what the score is or who has goals. It's just about making the play out there and having a good time.
Yeah, I hear you. Stomps, what else did you see today?
Well, I want to talk just a little bit about the 8 a.m. game since the other two games didn't work out quite as well for myself and whoever else. But
I thought the third game ended up great.
oh yeah, more on that in a bit. But in the first game, I want to shout out to the D core of our team: Steve Givens, Eileen. Speaking of Eileen, I got to tell you, the shot blocking today was phenomenal. In that first game at 8 a.m., I counted at least 5 blocks in the first period alone. And we don't keep that statistic at Woodridge. We probably should, but she was outstanding. Carlo, Ryan, myself, and then Jordan in goal. Wow. I mean, I think Timmy scored on the first shot of the game on a blast. But after that, he was just, I mean, when we needed a save, he was right there. So that was just a great effort. Nav, you were in that game.
Yeah, I was in that game, and I do, with all due respect to the guys on the winning side, I think it was Jordan, and I mean, without Jordan, that game could have been a little bit more one-sided.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, Jordan was key in that one.
Yeah, he made some big saves. We ran into a tough goalie, and we actually, that was Timmy. Who else was our offense in that game? I think
Sam Espinoza.
yeah, Sam scored some good goals. No, I mean, listen, that was of the 3 games. I have to tell you that the 8 a.m. game was the highlight in the sense that I think the teams were evenly matched. I think there was some disparity in the second and third game. Not to say that the guys on paper weren't as good, but I think what ends up happening is some guys were playing their third game and they might have been on the same team in that third game, and that just makes it harder. But overall, I echo your sentiments. Can I just quickly, I don't know if this was the first game or the second game, but one guy I noticed today was the likes of Alex Quain. I enjoyed watching him play today. He was on my team. I think it was in the second game, and his puck movement. He's got a really unpredictable skill set, if that makes sense. Like he can make this first nice move, and he can get around. I'd love to see more of him and play with him a little bit more. I mean, I liked Alex Quain today. And Alex, you know him pretty well, I'm sure. He's a good player, actually.
Yeah, I've been trying to drag him out more, but he plays a ton of hockey. He plays ice hockey so many times a week that by the time Sunday comes around, I'm sure he's gassed. But no, he's got a good wrist shot. He's got a good slap shot, but he's got good hands too. He'll make those moves and dance around people, and some people don't expect it, and then he'll hit them again and go right past them. So yeah, no, he needs to come out more. We got to see more of him.
Do you think if he watches this show, Alex, he'll come out more because we're talking about him so much?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a good motivator for sure. Yeah.
All right, Alex, make sure you come out. Stomps.
I thought Frank D had a great offensive day. He gets under a lot of people's skin, but I'll tell you what, he's near the net and he's cleaning things up, and he played well. On the injury front, so we had a few injuries to report on. So part of the Woodridge management team, Andre Jungerman, has a pretty bad knee injury. He tried to play, I think it was the third game, and then he had to pull himself out. And so obviously we wish him well. Gerard Grabowski pulled a calf muscle. He had to pull himself out of a game. Yet Brian Dudek got slashed in the ankle.
Why Elliott?
Oh, it was Elliott.
Elliott's
He may be facing sanctions from the Woodridge committee. He may be hearing from us tomorrow after we review the footage of that slash.
Elliott got hit pretty bad by me in front of the net. I think Sabo probably saw that. He was hanging out in the wrong area. Sabo, he was trespassing. He came up to me after he's like, I think I have to go to the chiropractor. But I mean, after he had hit Dudek pretty hard, he's not going to get a free pass for that. But he's a good guy. He's very tenacious. He's going to get a lot better and stronger in Woodridge. So we look forward.
He was playing well with Josh, I thought.
Yeah,
they developed a little bit of chemistry.
Absolutely.
Nav, of course, you and I are big fans of Cobra Kai. I don't know about Alex and Sabo if you guys watch and enjoy that show, but what reminded me today about Cobra Kai was before the I guess it was the second game. I was watching Rocco stretch and getting ready for the game, and he seemed to be doing some Tai Chi positions or something interesting. He was kind of off to the side, so you might not notice it, but it looked like almost like wax on, wax off, that kind of thing. We had him on the show a couple of weeks ago on the goalie thing, and we need to ask him about that. How about Anthony Martino? Now, I want to say he had 15 goals. That's an unofficial number between the last two games. I'm pretty sure he had 10 in the third game.
10 in the third, yeah.
And, I mean, he just gets himself in the right spots and he buries it. I mean, it helps to play with Timmy, of course. But, man.
My view on him, and I think I've said this before on this broadcast, him and Timmy, that's Timmy like 20 years ago. And they have a very similar style in a lot of ways. Timmy's got a great shot. Anthony's got a great shot. They both play on their off wing. You notice that as well. Anthony plays on the right side. Timmy plays on the left side. And in that third game, I mean, that's double jeopardy. That's what I meant by double jeopardy. Two of those guys facing them on a 2-on-1. It's ridiculous. I mean, they just both can score and they don't miss. I mean, Timmy, it's well documented what Timmy can do. It's going to be interesting to see the scoring leaders after today.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Anthony's number one. Alex, you had a good day today, too. So
just okay. Anthony had a lot in both the second and third games, so it's tough to shine when that kind of happens.
Yeah. So we were talking after the game. You've probably heard in other sports where they mic up one of the players so you can hear them during the game saying. So we're talking about micing up Art. Now he even offered to wear a GoPro so you could see his angles of the play, which would be interesting from a goalie's perspective. Plus hearing him, help me. That's one of his big ones. Help me.
You might have to bleep some of it too.
Well,
Are you comfortable with him taking the GoPro into the porta potty?
Wow. That's uncalled for, Nan. I don't think USA Ball Hockey is going to get that clip on their show. But anyway, so a lot of good things today. The floor was good. The weather conditions were good. Now, looking ahead in a week, it's looking a little dicey. We're supposed to get some snow Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly even next Sunday.
Oh, wow.
But in the afternoon. So we'll have to see what happens. We may have a shoveling crew part 2. And Alex, you were part of the crew part 1.
I mean, I always thought that it was a lifetime commitment, right, Alex?
Yeah, something like that. As long as there's snacks involved, I'll show up.
Yeah.
Get some of those cookies again today. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Mrs.
Eileen's mom, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Nav, do we have any plugs to make today?
I was going to plug the Masters for some of the things that happened yesterday. I attended a Masters practice. But if you want to talk about other things first, I can do that at the
Well,
end.
I don't know. I mean, we like to plug restaurants and hashtags.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I did have a question for Sabatini because thank you. We do have some plugs. And Sabatini, because I know I've already spoken to Alex about this. Alex is not a big eater, hence his great physique. Not to say Sabatini doesn't have a great physique, but Sabatini today, and Sabo and I in the parking lot today, we're talking about all sorts of restaurants. We talked about the India House. I think we talked about the Gaylord restaurant that Sabo has enjoyed. We'll make sure that we plug them. But I wanted to ask Sabo, because I didn't get to this. What's your favorite Chicago restaurant?
Singular? There's way too many. I mean, obviously, just,
What's your go-to then? Maybe what's your go-to? Like you're at home, you're working, you're too busy to cook and you just want to get something takeout. Like, what's your place?
Oh, pizza's always the easiest for me. Any pizza place I could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you don't feel like pizza? Chinese food, Thai food, Italian food?
It all depends. Honestly, I like a lot of food, so I'm not picky on one restaurant over another.
Sure.
So, if I want Mexican, there's about 4 or 5 different places I go to around my place. Same thing with, like, if I want Italian or Chinese or anything like that. I don't really have one set go-to.
Got it. So we'll plug the Gaylord and the
Yeah.
House. We'll plug those two today. Alex,
And Pequods, though. Don't forget Pequods,
Well, we need to talk about Pequods. Pequods
Yeah.
and caramelized crust, the one in Morton Grove. So you go there once a year. Don't
Yeah.
think I don't pay attention to you. I don't fast forward when you talk. I listen to you at real speed.
I didn't say I don't listen to you. I just listen to you at twice the speed. So I can, get through it and digest it quicker.
So I know, because I've had extensive conversations with Alex about, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and all that good stuff. And I also know that Alex was once, can you just tell the viewers about that offer that your parents made to give you some money just to try something once?
Yeah. Food's always been a tough one for me. I mean, I eat a lot, I eat plenty, but I remember being little and my dad had offered me a slice of watermelon, which I still have never tried, but had to have been just like a small square, just a tiny piece. He offered me like $100 and like a brand new video game at the time, and that had to have been like 10 years ago, maybe even more. So I don't know, maybe 12, 15 years. But yeah, it's been one of those things all my life. It's okay. I don't mind too much.
No, that's fine. I mean, what you have by saying no to watermelon and to $100 is extreme willpower.
I guess.
I mean, I don't know too many people, at least on this show, that can say no to food, right? Kudos.
Not me.
Kudos, to
Clearly.
you, brother. That's a great attribute. Don't lose it, because you know what you'll lose when you get older? You lose your metabolism. So
We'll see.
that's awesome. In terms of, we talked about notable players, Stomps. We talked about restaurants. Anything else before I kind of just share a few things about yesterday?
Well, that's about it. That about covers it for me.
Okay, cool. Well, as you guys know, 3 of the guys on this broadcast here are going to be part of the Masters. I know, Stomps, you put yourself down as a maybe, but we're hoping we can move you over
I'm getting there.
to the yes column. You were nothing. You were non-responsive, and now you're a maybe. So we move you over. But yesterday, both of you guys were missing at the Masters practice that Frank had organized in Palatine, and I gotta say, it was a really good one. I was talking to Billy Jacques about this. I know he wasn't there because he's. By the way, good news: Billy Jacques has tested negative for COVID, so he's good to go. He's got the antibodies and he doesn't have COVID, so that's very good. He wasn't out there yesterday, but we were talking about getting ourselves into tournament shape. And one of the things that I totally agree, because I felt it yesterday. One of the things we're doing by regularly playing is keeping in shape, totally keeping in shape. But we all know here, as being students of the game, that there's a difference in scrimmages and then tournament shape. And we found yesterday was the start of getting us into tournament shape, because Frank had a whole host of drills where he got us running, moving our feet, passing, getting rebounds, offensive drills, forechecking drills, defensive drills. And then we scrimmaged for the second part of it. But I got to tell you, it was tiring. It was difficult. And a couple of the guys on there felt the same way as I did. And I think we keep doing these, and I think we're going to start building ourselves back into real tournament game shape. So kudos to the guys who came out yesterday, because, when someone proposes to you that we're going to do drills and you still come out, I mean, that's pretty good commitment. You know what I mean? So we had a good time. There was some guys out there. There was Frank, myself, Ganutek, Sabo. Like I said, you were missing, but I know you had done a lot of hockey this past week.
Yeah.
Lou was missing as well. We had Ryan there. Bruner was missing. Sorry for anyone that I forgot. Chris Hay was there. Eddie Switek was there. Joe Coletta was there as a goalie. The other goalie was Latham. I know I'm missing a bunch of players, but thanks for coming out and supporting this. This Masters thing is really kind of evolving into something nicely. So just wanted to share that with the folks out there. And I hope to see you next time, Sabatini, there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm planning on trying, making as many of those as I can. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What about anything else, Stomps, that we're missing here?
No, we didn't really talk about the last Wednesday, the buzzer beater goal by Eddie Switek to win it. Were you there, Sabo? You were there.
Yeah, I was there.
Oh, you were on the other side.
I saw it go right past me.
That was fun, but yeah, I mean, I just been playing a lot of hockey lately. I mean, talk about staying in shape. Play 3 games on Sunday.
Wow.
I won't say I'm in great shape, but
well, pair is a shape, right? So that's all right. I'm right there with you. In terms of upcoming broadcasts that we're going to have, we're pleased to say that we're going to get back on a regular schedule. I know the world likes predictability, so we're committed to giving you predictability and entertainment at the same time. Next week's episode, which will be episode 4, the plan is to have a breakdown and a sort of a deep dive into the culture of the Toros. Many of you know about the Toros. It's a storied franchise, been around for, I think, over a decade plus.
oh yeah.
And we'll have our friend and colleague, Dave Schmiel. We'll have another good friend, Steve Givens. And we hope to have Dave Kramer Jr. on the show to talk about the culture of the Toros. I'm sure it'll be a very entertaining segment. I look forward to that one, as I'm sure our viewers do. But with that said, I would just like to personally thank you, Alex and Sabs, for coming out, telling us your story, getting us acquainted with who you guys really are. One of the things, like Stomp said earlier on, is we really like to know you guys outside of hockey, and I hope we're able to deliver that to our viewers. You guys are always welcome on the show. I mean, you guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy lives. I know it's Sunday night and you guys are going to get ready to watch 60 Minutes we were delayed actually because Stomps wanted to watch the Bears game. And but
yeah, we're not going to talk. Good thing we're not talking about that.
Okay. But no, I mean that seriously, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on. I mean, it's been a pleasure having you. And Stomps, if you want to say a few words.
Yeah, you guys are great guys, friends, colleagues, whether we play on the same team or on different teams, and always enjoy being around you too. And it was great having you on this show. And like Nav says, you're always welcome on.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's great to be on finally. And yeah, I'd like to come on more. I mean, I'm sure I got to say some more than I did today. But yeah, no, I'd love to come back. It's great.
That's awesome.
We got to get more airtime for the kitty.
Sebs, anything to say?
I love it.
I just again, I just want to thank you both. As much as I like to joke around, when we're playing that, what's going to be on the neutral zone the next night or something like that. The amount of time you guys put into this is great. It's really helpful, especially getting people that we might not know as much, or just putting more of a spotlight on what we do, and the games we play. So it's actually much appreciated. I'm glad I could be on it, and definitely will come on again sometime. So
we'd love to have you. But kind of something that Stomp started late last week. Before we close and get into the music, Stomps, you started something last week where you had the guests ask us a question.
Yeah.
And I like that, and I wanted to give you guys, if you can't come up with anything, that's fine. We can give you a free pass because we didn't prepare you for that. But if you guys want, each of you can ask Stomps and I a question, and we'll be as honest as we can be.
Yeah, I wish you would have let me know, because I would have tried to write stuff down.
Eileen was like right on the spot, man.
Yeah.
What inspired you guys to do this show? And we were able to get her an answer, but no, I mean, that's fine. But is there anything you want to know about Stomps and his life and what he does and what makes him tick?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you're trying to close things up, and we're gonna break into the life story. I want a whole
Right.
special,
Yeah.
whole special.
You're not going to ask me about that move around Sam Espinoza today?
That was a good move.
And then Rocco robs me with the glove.
I would say you had quite a few of those today. You had some real good tricks. I think you took one out of the air too, and great hand-eye. I mean,
Yeah, you've got a couple of those, little hand-eye out of the air into the back of the net the past couple of weeks, Stomps.
Well, you get lucky once in a while.
It seems more than luck.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I think we've all been waiting for it, and I think it's something we need a Stomps special, a whole episode dedicated to Life and Time. So that's what I'm waiting for. So
yeah, that would be great. We could do that. Stomps, I'd be interviewing you, and then we could maybe we'll bring on Alex. Alex seems to have a couple of questions for Stomps. We'll let you prepare, Alex.
yeah,
I'll let Alex interview me because you'll ask ridiculous questions. You interview me every day anyway when you call me, so I'm prepared.
He says all I do is ask questions. It's funny. All I do is ask questions, but he's the interviewer. Guys, it's been tremendous. It's been great having you both. Can't thank you enough. For those of you watching, we just concluded season 2, episode 3 of the Neutral Zone. We talked today about the Dynamo franchise, and we had 2 amazing guests here, and Alex Marcinkowski, yes. No, Marcinkowski. There's a K in there. I knew that. And then we have Michael Sabatini, Sabo, Sabby,
yep.
Whatever you want to call him.
There's a lot of other names people call me.
Hey guys, like always, I wish everybody a very safe and healthy upcoming week. Be the best version of yourselves. We're closing. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching the Neutral Zone. Through the kitchen, remembering the nights we spent out. Seems so far away, distant in the tree.